the way your thoughts change after a while. When I get into the service, it was a gung-ho thing, you know. One of the things they taught in basic training at the beginning was kill or be killed. If you don't learn how to kill, you got a problem.
Absolutely. I'll show them that map.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
the crew I was on. This was taken just before we shipped overseas.
Okay.
And there was 11 guys on there. That's me. I was a right blister gunner. You know the blisters on the side of a B-29? We
Yep.
call them blisters in
yep,
class.
exactly.
And the seat was right there. You know, what the hell was I, 18 years old? And I think the furthest I had been from Hartford was probably East Hartford. I mean, it's just, a couple of the raids I went to over Japan, there was so much bragging about what we did to that city. 2 B-29 raids in 1 week. Now I'm talking anywhere from 300 to 500 planes at night. No formation, because you can't fly formation at night.
Right.
So you're going this way and planes all over the place. I looked up and there was a plane right over us. I said, "Sir, there's a B-29 right over us." And so he just dropped it down and got out of the way. But anyhow, they kept talking about how great a job we did. We destroyed Japan. And just maybe, I don't know, a couple of years ago, maybe more, I began thinking about that. And I found out that there were 2 raids on Japan with anywhere from 300 to 500 planes on each raid, dropping nothing but fire bombs. Now, if you've ever seen fire bombs, they're probably maybe this long, about this round, and they're loaded in a tank, I'm going to call it, with spinners at top, and it would go down so far and it would fall apart, and these hundreds of little bombs from all these planes dropping on Tokyo. Later found out that those 2 raids just over Tokyo killed more people than the atomic bomb, but it was 90% civilians. And going back to kill or be killed, that just, it blew my mind. I think, you think about your own family and all these things, you're up all over, your house catches on fire, the whole city catches on fire, and it's civilians, and that's what the hell they were doing. And I was on a bus one day, waiting for it to leave near the center of Hartford, and I saw this guy walking by. I said, "God, there's Mark."
Wow.
I'm losing it. Anyhow, I found out where he lived, where his home was. And I went to the door and knocked and rang the bell, and the young woman came to the door. And I said, "I'm here to see Martin O'Brien." Anyhow, she said, "You don't know?" I said, "No what?" She says, "Martin never made it home." When he started running for president, I was a Republican. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for anybody, and a couple of guys I knew were Republicans. I didn't want anybody in there with that. I'm sorry. And if I didn't like somebody and the way they were talking and they were part Republican and running for, and they were on the ticket, I'd vote for somebody else. I just couldn't do it. I've learned that he is probably the leader of the world's horses' asses. He's the biggest horse's ass known to God. And I don't believe a word he says. I don't believe what he stands for. I don't like the way he talks to women. I don't like the way he talks about young kids. He'll swear in front of little kids. He doesn't care who the heck they are. I'm Trump. Well, anyhow, that's my feelings of Mr. Trump.
Well,
If he makes it through this election as the president for the second time, you can bet your butt he's going for 3. And if he gets that, he's going to go for 4. Do you know what they like? The way he talks, the way I've been talking now with bad language. He doesn't care who's listening to him on TV or radio or in papers. He'll say anything about anybody in order for him to make these people to say, boy, he's strong, look at him. And that's what they're looking at. This guy's going to do what he wants. If he does what he wants, they're going to be the ones that are going to suffer. I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of him. And the way he destroys everything he touches. And I'm scared to hell that he's going to make it through this election. I am scared to hell. And all I can think of, a third world war, and that son of a if he in there, you can bet your butt he's going to give it a damn to start a war somewhere because he wants that kind of friggin' power. It's just, I can't imagine with your grandchildren and all that stuff, those kids ever having to go to war.